With the help of Cheerios Oat Crunch Almond, I get everyone's morning started with a smile. It has a delicious and hearty combination of the Cheerios you love, whole grain oats, and sliced almonds for an extra crunchy crunch. That's how I set the rhythm for a great day. Look for Cheerios Oat Crunch Almond in your local grocery store.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now, there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage. Available at Navage.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We always appreciate you watching the program and subscribing to the podcast. Just go to your favorite podcast location. Just type in Drew Steele and you'll see it. Otherwise, you can go to the website, DrewSteele.com, and there you can subscribe. There's a link. Very simple. All right, a busy day today. Coming up this morning, former congressman and Trump chief of staff, Mark Meadows, is going to join us. He's here in Southwest Florida, so he's going to join us for a little bit. Boy, I can't wait to ask all the questions that I have on my mind with regard to the Biden administration and what's happening now in this horrific situation in Afghanistan and what the former president was doing that was so much different. So much different. Is that the right way to put it? Look, there's no way that you can tell us that the former president would have allowed anything like has taken place in Afghanistan to take place. Please don't tell us that. And when you have a ridiculous speech yesterday by the president of the United States, Joe Biden, where you have a lot of people that are saying things like, hold on, let me just understand something. You're going to continue to try to blame the former administration. You're going to try to make this look like it was an absolute success. I mean, his words about it being a success, an extraordinary success. This is so Obama-esque. This is the constant barrage of gaslighting and word salad and this idea that if they continue to say it's a success, it's a success. It was Trump's fault. It's a success, but Trump would have done. Yeah, if they continue to do this, a la Barack Obama and all the things that he was doing during his administration and lessons learned, it becomes quite obvious that they're going to keep gaslighting this thing as a success to the point where the media is going to have to make a choice. Either they're going to continue to look at, see the situation, see exactly what took place, and some of the, dare I say, impeachable offenses that have come up within the past 12 hours. And, we've got a story about that. Reuters coming out with an exclusive that before the Afghan collapse, Joe Biden pressed the leader there in Afghanistan to change the perception. Wait a minute, let me get this right. Joe Biden reached out to the Afghan president, Ashraf Ghani, to try to change the perception of what was happening on the ground. A phone call that was made that not only could spell out something that would easily be identified as an impeachable offense if anybody else, Republican, were to do the same exact thing. But it's also recorded. It exists. It's not like Reuters is throwing this out, a la Donald Trump, president of the United States, and a perfectly fine Ukraine phone call that we come to find out was perfectly fine. But no, this exists. The audio exists. People have heard the audio. The transcript has been put out there by Reuters and others now. So what about that, everybody? How about this, Republicans? How about we focus on impeachment as we are starting to hear more and more people calling for it? Let's make sure we continue this focus. Let's make sure we call this out. Let's make sure people understand that this exists, knowing that the only way to get it to happen, the only way to stop this, to get this train off the tracks, safely is to make sure that in 2022 there are unanimous victories in places all across the country to the point where we can take back the House and a bigger majority in the Senate and get this done. Because nothing is going to happen as long as Nancy Pelosi's running the show, because everybody knows.
Bowl of doggy do.
Yes, they do. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the speech. Hey, did you have a chance to hear the President of the United States speak yesterday? He was late again. Anybody asking the question why he's always late?
That must be why he's always looking at his watch.
Yeah, well, it clearly isn't working, is it? I mean, maybe that's the problem. You know, it's a great point, Jake. Maybe that's the problem. The reason why Joe Biden is always late, constantly late to very important speeches to the American people is that watch of his. It's not right. They've done it's like
ticking wrong or something.
You know, don't they do that to certain individuals? Like, don't they take a watch or a clock and turn the time back because they're constantly late or early? No, they're constantly late, or they don't show up for events like pudding time or something like that. And so they want to make sure that they do. So they set the clock ahead or behind so that they think that it's a certain time just to make sure that they can get them out of bed. No guarantee that they're going to be perfectly on time, but you rig the clock a little bit. Isn't that? Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, actually, I have. Might be dementia acting up too.
Yeah, we gotta work that out. Jake the Millennial just coming through with the joke of the morning. And by the way, we're only 15 minutes into the show, so there's plenty of time for something else to pop up. Yeah, there is that question. It's constantly late. Why? All right, so yesterday, what did we get? We got a lot of the usual. We have a president who's yelling. We're going to play some audio for you here. I don't understand why he's yelling, why he seems so defiant. It's almost as if, man, that Reuters article about the call between Joe Biden and his Afghanistan counterpart before the Taliban seized control of the country might be weighing on his... No, it's pudding time. He's just worried about that. All right, let's hear some of the audio. It's the President of the United States, everybody. It is an absolute success what just took place.
Last night in Kabul, the United States ended 20 years of war in Afghanistan.
Yeah, it hasn't been... Okay, all right. So the narrative is still out there. It hasn't been a 20-year war. It hasn't been a war in Afghanistan for a very, very long time. Do we have to continue to talk about the fact that there were 2,500 non-combat troops along with NATO that were keeping everybody, the Taliban specifically, at bay, and were able to do this? And let's stop making it sound as if it was a war. We haven't had a casualty since March of 2020, or I believe February of 2020. 18 months or so without an American casualty. It has not been a war, but okay, it's going to continue.
The longest war in American history.
Gotcha.
We completed one of the biggest airlifts in history with more than 120,000 people evacuated to safety. That number is more than double what most experts thought were possible. No nation has ever done anything like it in all of history. Only the United States had the capacity and the will and ability to do it, and we did it today. The extraordinary success of this mission...
Wait a minute. He must have been looking at his watch when he said that. It's
the extraordinary success of this mission.
When was it? When was there an extraordinary success of the mission? Do you see what I'm saying? This idea that if you continue to say extraordinary success, if you keep saying that I wanted to end this war, we were going to end this war, and it was going to end on my watch, and it's a 20-year war. No, it hasn't been a 20-year war. And it wasn't a success. Everybody knows it. So how you can even say that speaks to two different things. Either you're delusional, which, it could very well be the case. I mean, if there are people that think that the President of the United States in a lot of ways could very well be delusional, I'm not sure what would give you the indication that he might be. It's
I got hairy legs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. There's that, the delusional part. And then there's the other part that is pretty obvious, that you run with this because you believe that there are sycophants behind the scenes that will allow this to take place, that will allow the words to continue to be parroted, whether it's the media, social media, of course, social media who runs the show, everybody. You hate to say it, but it's big tech that's running the show. Whatever big tech says goes, at least as far as the Marxist, Democrats go. And listen, if they're going to be able to repeat this and talk about this as a success, just look at your watch. I mean, not Joe Biden's watch, because it's always wrong, but look at your watch and just wait. You know how quickly news cycles change. All you have to do is let that news cycle flip. And soon enough time will be gone. You'll start thinking about other things. And oh, by the way, it was a success, the pulling out of Afghanistan, right? Because I'm constantly hearing it.
Was due to the incredible skill, bravery, and selfless courage of the United States military.
The what?
Bravely.
What's a blavely? Not really sure of what the blavely is. All right. Jen Psaki was asked about that yesterday, as a matter of fact, the overwhelming success. She didn't seem happy to hear about that.
I know the president also said in his speech that assumption about how long the Afghan government would hold on, how long the military would be able to hold on, he acknowledged that was a failed assumption. Who is responsible for that assumption? Is the president frustrated with his team at all for having made that false assumption?
Yeah, what about that assumption, the falling apart of the military and everything else? I mean, he says it's a success, but clearly it wasn't a success in a lot of different ways. And, somebody has to be held accountable after all is said and done.
Luxury of being frustrated. Our focus right now is on continuing to move forward on our diplomatic efforts.
I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh. Diplomatic efforts with the Taliban. You're going to have diplomatic efforts with the Taliban. You mean like the kind of diplomatic terms you were trying to do behind the scenes, as Reuters is reporting now, in a call between Joe Biden and his Afghan counterpart to try to change the narrative out there to make it seem like it really wasn't what everybody was seeing, when he fully knew in advance what was happening there? Is that what she seems upset?
And continuing to do everything we can to get our Afghan partners and American citizens out, and to get Afghans who have fought by our side safely settled in the United States and third countries around the world.
Yeah, how's that going? How's that going to happen? Still, that's just again, it's the narrative. You just keep saying it enough. Oh yeah, we're going to get everybody out. But you've already talked about, and leadership has already talked about, how Americans are going to be left behind. We don't even know how many. We're not sure. I mean, it could be 60,000, it could be 5,000, it could be 2. It could be a guy that's someplace out there in the middle of the desert and we have no idea. He's got really bad cell service. It's just one guy. Nobody can tell us.
Go ahead.
Was that like a military assumption, though, or was that an assumption coming from the
I don't think anyone assessed that they would collapse as quickly as they did. Anyone in this room, anyone in the region, anyone anywhere in the world. If you have anyone who did, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, okay, well, good. Well, then they all need to go. Because if you couldn't assess this, if you couldn't figure it out, oh, by the way, they knew in July what was going on. That's part of the Reuters report as well, that in July they realized what was happening. They knew what was going on. The pressuring of the Afghan leader to create the perception, quote unquote, that they were beating the Taliban, and knowing full well in July, while telling the American people that they weren't going to take over Afghanistan, except he received a cable in June from officials in the State Department saying that there was a likelihood that the Taliban would take over quickly. So, again, you're going to continue to perpetuate these lies, knowing that sooner or later the news cycle is going to flip. You'll be able to blame somebody else, or you've got a willing media who's going to go along with it and parrot this and try to spin this out. Is that what you're thinking? Because, again, I'm not sure if this is going to go away as quickly as you believe. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Hey, we stream live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching. When we come back, we'll talk more about this, a little more of the president yesterday. You know, he had to blame Trump. There's got to be some Trump talk in there. And, of course, there was, and it was pitiful. But we'll play the audio anyway. So we have that coming up. Also, wow, is it possible that Matt Gaetz was right? Was Matt Gaetz proven right yesterday? As the news cycle has been focusing on a whole lot of other things that are going on, was there a surprise indictment that dropped that Matt Gaetz is going, I told you guys? Huh. We'll get to that. And not only that, but another pretty interesting, big some would say huge story. That has to do with Nancy Pelosi. Did Nancy Pelosi block Republicans from actually naming the names of 13 service members that were killed from being read on the floor of the House of Representatives? Is that true? Yeah, we'll talk about that coming up as well. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This Fox Business.
I'd give them a call, 992-2626. That's 239-992-2626. They are the best. AMPCO of Bonita Springs.
Introducing the FPL Energy Manager, a new way to take control of your energy use and your bill. You can monitor, analyze, even simulate your energy use and save. Find savings to sing about at fpl.com/take control.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
So here she is.
You're not the girl. Don't make me cry, please. This isn't the girl, is it?
Yes.
Honest to God. Oh, I love you so much.
I'll tell you what, I'm not a big fan of TikTok, but doing some good right there. A TikTok video that's going viral. I don't know if you heard about this. A World War II veteran named Frank Grasberger who got a letter from a girl, a 9-year-old, many years ago, who sent him a letter thanking him for his service. And what he did is he kept it. Well, that girl, who is now a woman, who now is with the military, showed up where they live, him and his wife, and showed up to meet him. And that was a little audio of the moment that they finally met for the first time. 9 years old, keeps the letter. She grows up. She is a member of the military, goes there to the World War II veteran to see him, to meet him for the first time. Pretty emotional stuff.
This is Daybreak. 92.5.
residents only with a 50% loan to value. Not all applicants will qualify. NMLS number MLD1713.
Did you know people drive from all over Florida to save money on diamonds?
Hi, I'm Stuart Duncan from Duncan's Diamonds, and we have thousands of diamonds, all shapes, all sizes, half carat to 10 carats. Because we are direct diamond importers, we own one of the largest selections of amazing diamonds here in the United States.
And offer prices 30 to 50% lower than other jewelers, where overhead cost is very high. Duncan's Diamonds hand-picks diamonds from diamond cutters all over the world to ensure you get the best.
We want you to find that diamond that you really love today and save.
And at Duncan's Diamonds, we have spectacular financing and layaway plans, including no or low interest.
A $2,000 engagement ring is only $66 a month. A $3,000 pair of diamond stud earrings is just $84 a month. Best prices guaranteed, low monthly payments, a spectacular gift from Duncan's Diamonds. We want you to find the diamond you love today and save.
Naples at Mercado, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Fort Myers on US 41.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
Have you heard them yet? Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, today at noon, right after Glenn Beck. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
He knew that we were going to leave Americans behind, and I think he lied to us because there's no way. I don't believe this 10% crap. I think there are hundreds, if not thousands, of Americans left behind.
It was Lindsey Graham who doesn't believe a word that Joe Biden says. I'm assuming that he felt that way for all the years that he was there and knew him pretty well, knows him pretty well, right? I mean, he's full of, well, as you heard, I'm just there. Okay, Senator Lindsey Graham, who doesn't believe what the president's saying about those that have been left behind. This idea, and it continues, and too many people are doing it. You got to stop. I don't care if it's local, state, national. I don't care if it's Fox News. I don't care if it's CNN, MSNBC. I don't care who it is. Stop with this language about ending a 20-year war. It hasn't been a 20-year war. We haven't been in war for 20 years in Afghanistan. It's not a war. I mean, I hate to put it that way, but it's true. And, you know, when you have the president who steps in front of a microphone who wants to convince everybody that he wanted to get out of this is his whole thing, getting out of this 20-year war. He wasn't going to allow it to extend another 2 seconds on his watch. Yeah, and what are you willing to do to make sure that Americans are safe? Well, you know, oh, no, absolutely. All right, so let's play a little bit more of the president from yesterday, where we are led to believe that this was the most successful event ever in the history of mankind. Extraordinarily successful. An extraordinary success. His words, literally. An extraordinary success. So let's get to some of what was said. So yesterday, here we go.
Let me be clear.
Yeah.
Leaving August the 31st is not due to an arbitrary deadline.
Okay, first of all, why is he yelling? And why does he seem so angry? It's almost like you're like that when your watch doesn't work properly. Constantly, you keep forgetting to change the battery in your watch, and maybe you're not getting certain foods at lunchtime on time or something like that. Like, what are you so angry about?
It was designed to save American lives.
All right, wait, I want to get that straight. He says...
Let me be clear.
Yeah, go ahead.
Leaving August the 31st is not due to an arbitrary deadline. It was designed to save American lives.
Okay, well, it's the way, all right, so the way that we got out and the design of getting out on August 31st, you could have designed this a little better. But here's the kicker. Here you go.
My predecessor.
Oh, wait. Oh, here we go. All right, it's back to the predecessor. It's Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault. No, let him go. Let him go. Let's see.
My predecessor,
yeah,
the former president.
Yeah, that guy.
Signed an agreement with the Taliban to remove U.S. troops by May the 1st, just months after I was inaugurated. It included no requirement that the Taliban work out a cooperative government arrangement with the Afghan government.
Hey, let me just stop for a second and bring this point up. And maybe you can help me, or somebody can help me, 239-479-5592. Maybe when Mark Meadows is on at 8 o'clock this morning, we're going to have the former congressman and White House chief of staff for President Trump on with us at 8:05. I might ask this same question. You know, when he turns around here, the president of the United States, Joe Biden, and wants to blame Donald Trump and wants to blame him for, you know, it was a plan that was in May, and then we moved it to August 31st, and the former president had all of these plans in place. And since when does any Democrat, let alone this president, follow anything that the former president did or had planned? Wait, I just want to get this straight. So your suggestion as president of the United States right now, Joe Biden, is that it's Trump's fault because in no way, shape, or form would we ever do anything as a party, as a country, as Democrats, per se. We would never do anything. I mean, if the former president laid out the law and said, you know, we should be building a wall along the southern border and have that secure, or we have a deal that we're trying to do here and pulling out of Afghanistan, we would never not listen to that. We would always stick to. Do you see where I'm going here? And it's almost laughable. The suggestion that Joe Biden was going to stick to something that Donald Trump put. I mean, the former president put it out there, and you know, it's not my fault. He's the one that did all of this. Since when do you even listen to what the former president says, or even follow along with anything like that? It's laughable.
The previous administration's agreement said
go ahead.
that if we stuck to the May 1st deadline that they had signed on to leave by, the Taliban wouldn't attack any American forces. But if we stayed, all bets were off.
Wait. It said what? Play it again.
The Taliban wouldn't attack any American forces. But if we stayed, all bets were off.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. I'm going to play more of this coming up in just a second, but I'm pretty confident, and many people have said it, that were there in the room that knew exactly what the former president was talking about with regard. I mean, we're doing this again. There was no way that the former president was going to allow what took place to take place on his watch. There was no way. The minute the Taliban were to step out of line, which they did, then all bets were off. You know it, I know it, he knows it, but they'll continue to try to make it seem like it's all about the former president and it's his fault. And by the
Taliban,
way, and what else?
I was not going to extend this forever war.
Oh gosh, here we go. Okay, we got it. You were gonna be the president that was going to leave the legacy. I want you to get this. This is something that's critical in this discussion. Take away the incompetence, take away the Reuters story from yesterday that is going to be discussed in detail today, an impeachable offense, many have said, a call between the U.S. President Joe Biden and his Afghan counterpart, Afghan's President Ashraf Ghani, at the time before the Taliban seized control of the country, talking about a strategy, a way that the president at the time, Ghani, would be able to change the narrative for this administration. According to a transcript of a July 23rd call that Biden had with the former Afghanistan president Ashraf Ghani that he obtained, that has been obtained by Reuters, that a lot of people are talking about today, that Biden tried to pressure Ghani to change the perception, quote unquote, of what was going on, which was that the Taliban was quickly taking over large swaths of the country and had by July taken much of the country. So he had cause to know that things weren't as rosy as he was saying in July when he told everybody that no, the Taliban's not going to be taking over. Nothing like this is going to happen. He wanted Ghani to change the perception and suggested that that wasn't the case, whether it's true or not. From Fox News, they had this story, and by the way, Red State has the whole story if you want to go there and check it out. I need not tell you the perception around the world and in parts of Afghanistan, I believe, is that things are not going well in terms of the fight against the Taliban, Biden said, and there's a need, whether it is true or not, there's a need to project a different picture. At the time of the call, the Taliban controlled about half of Afghanistan's district centers, Biden urged Ghani to hold a press conference with other prominent Afghan leaders to outline a new military strategy, which he argued would change perception and would change an awful lot, I think, Reuters reported. Quote, we're going to continue to fight hard diplomatically, politically, economically to make sure your government not only survives, but is sustained and grows, quote unquote, from Biden. General Milley also urged the same thing. And on the heels of this, again, knowing full well what an impeachable phone call sounds like and doesn't sound like, Ukraine, all this president cares about, apparently, is...
I was not going to extend this forever war.
For some reason, the blinders are on for him to have a legacy that he is going to leave, that he was the one that stopped a war in Afghanistan. An interesting thing when you consider that he was vice president for 8 years. There's a lot of things that are here that are just wrong, and especially with this damning phone call, that the audio exists. So, what now? The White House isn't commenting. I don't know how you're going to not be able to comment on this. We're going to hear more, I'm sure, today and in the coming days. And again, once again, another impeachable offense by this president. Not just the way that we left. I mean, they left, Jake, I don't even know if you heard about it. They left dogs. Dogs were left behind. There were people that were arguing on Twitter whether or not these were whose dogs they were. Were they embassy employee dogs, or were they Defense Department dogs, or were they military dogs? No. They like Snopes comes along and is like, no, they're not military dogs. They were people. They were embassy pets and pets of the defense. Are you going to parse words about whether or not you left dogs behind? I mean, you did it. It exists. It happened. Like, that's how crazy it's become. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, it's listen, everybody knows what happened. Everybody sees what has taken place. And as more and more information comes out, not only about the disastrous withdrawal that took place, but also some of what we're hearing from Reuters and the delusion of this president and somebody who's quite angry that there is going to have to be legitimate calls for his impeachment. There's going to have to be that narrative put out there that's going to have to be explored in real terms, not in fake hoax, collusion, nonsense that the Democrats tried. And Republicans are certainly going to have to grow a spine and be able to talk about this and push it. And we will see. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. You can watch the program there at drewsteele.com. You can also subscribe to the podcast. We appreciate that. We'll get to some of your calls coming up as soon as the call screen comes up. We got to get that going on. And not only that, but remember, we are going to be live at Oaks Farm Seed to Table on Friday, doing the show live with some special surprises. Special surprises I'm going to tell you about coming up. Pretty good stuff on the way. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Let's find out what's going on with Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. Starting to get backed up right now along Daniels Parkway heading west.
You can choose 4,500 different resort options, 106 countries around the world.
Please take the opportunity to let Island Air take you to the islands or many other places around the world.
A vacation can be yours with the purchase of a new air conditioning system. Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher. Just give us a call, 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get the answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with Grace, a Tri-Found company, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. And you can also not only watch, but subscribe to the podcast there as well. All right, Rich is in beautiful South Carolina right now. How do I know? Because he's on my phone. Hi, Rich.
Hey, Drew. You mentioned Lindsey Graham. Of course, we heard a clip of him.
Yeah.
And Lindsey Graham is a chameleon. And that's unfortunate because he has all the right words to say right up until the time where you need him the most.
Yeah.
And he's not there for the people. And people of Florida really need to know that the best thing for South Carolina and for the country is Lindsey Graham to be voted out. And we missed that opportunity because of COVID. It totally destroyed any primary chance of getting rid of him. He talks tough right now.
Yeah.
There won't be any impeachment.
Yeah.
It's
No,
just
I know.
not going to happen.
I agree. I agree, Rich. It is something that is it's something that is irked a lot of people for the longest time about the Republican Party and certain individuals because they talk tough when the timing is right. Not when you need them, but when the timing is right for them politically, and then they back away. And a friend of 40 years, and all of us. Yeah, go ahead.
It's a game, and it's because the people that are doing that are complicit. There's plenty of opportunities for them to have a great life, and that's what they're pursuing. They're not pursuing the good of this country, and that's sad. And I've said it before, you can't even rely on the Republican Party anymore. If there's not a clean sweep, there's very few in there. Unfortunately, Ted Cruz has taken a page out of Lindsey's book, and I really had a lot of respect for Ted until I saw that he's following in those footsteps. And this Lindsey Graham betrayed our president. That should be enough for everybody to say he's no good for us.
Yeah.
And don't trust these people.
No, I believe it. I know. And Rich, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. We've got to run. And listen, I believe what you're saying when it comes to certain Republicans and some of the things that they're doing. Not everybody, but certain ones, and certainly the importance of voting them out and holding them accountable, which is something we need to do. All right, we'll talk about that more coming up in just a bit.
This is Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, managing
join us. With a 40-year track record, we're here for the long haul. Call today, 574-2500, and ask for Mr. Harmer. That's 574-2500.
First class air conditioning. Our name says it all.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. If you want to watch the program, we do appreciate that. Also, subscribe to the podcast. Just to go to Drew Steele at any of your favorite podcast locations, or if you go to the website, there's a link there that you can click on and subscribe. We do appreciate that. Coming up at 8:05, the former White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, is going to join us. A lot to talk about, including his thoughts on what's happening with this administration in Afghanistan. We can talk about reconciliations, infrastructure bills. We can talk about the disaster that is Joe Biden and this administration. So that's going to be coming up in just a bit. Listen, things aren't Jake the millennial. Listen, things are not that bad. Let's not get carried away. Okay, it's not awful. I mean, give me a break. It's not like I'm trying to think of the most outrageous thing I can think of. Listen, it's not like we're paying residents of major metropolitan cities each month not to shoot people. I mean, that would be like a
breaking news.
A bombshell. Oh, wait, this just in. Oh, yeah, look. Yeah, that's San Francisco's doing just that. Here's a story for you. City of San Francisco is going to pay 10 lucky individuals who are, quote, at high risk of shooting somebody $300 a month not to pull the trigger or be involved in shootings. This, according to Newsweek. The Dreamkeeper Fellowship is launching the initiative in October. It's going to pay 10 lucky people a monthly $300 salary not to get caught up in shooting incidents. We don't want you to shoot anybody, so we're going to pay you not to shoot people. That's San Francisco. Who is it that every time I think of San Francisco, I think of that name? Who's that individual that I'm constantly thinking of that when That's it, Nancy Pelosi. That's right. Yeah, so there you go. No big deal. We'll just pay you not to shoot people. I wonder if inflation, is $300 enough? Is that with the inflationary situation that we're in this country? I mean, could there be possible demands like it's not enough? As a monthly or an hourly wage, if you break it on down, is it enough? I mean, maybe there might be some demands. Maybe they'll form a union and put it all together and have a union of individuals who plan on shooting people to actually fight for their rights to not only party, as the song would say, but also to be able to maybe negotiate a fair wage. So there you go. Everything's fine. It's really not. And speaking of Nancy Pelosi, that's another thing that's not fine or well. When you're talking about certain individuals. I mean, is that really nice to say? I don't know. But there's Nancy Pelosi, who, by the way, not only do we find out two different things that are going on, not only do we find out through our friend Javier Menjares and the FloridianPress.com website that a day after the U.S. officially pulled out of Afghanistan, less than a week after the suicide bomber that killed 13 U.S. service members, Representative Carlos Jimenez has tweeted out that Speaker Nancy Pelosi has blocked the names of those dead servicemen and women from being read on the floor of the House of Representatives. Brian Mast also tells the Floridian that during a Republican-only moment of silence, Speaker Pelosi refused to recognize them to, quote, read names or bring up bills or anything. Gavelled in, had a prayer, pledge of allegiance, took a moment of silence, pretty much all Republican veterans, and then asked to be recognized to read names and bring up Afghanistan legislation. Didn't acknowledge, just shut it down. Not going to happen. So Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to do anything like that. So we'll just put all that aside. But there's also Nancy Pelosi, who has made it known, made it clear, and made it obvious to everybody who's been paying attention that the whole January 6 committees that are being put together that she is doing with, bipartisanship, you know what I'm saying, those that had nothing to do with maybe not liking the former president at all. Of course, I'm kidding. It's a joke. That she is now demanding telecom companies to turn over GOP representatives' phone records. You better believe it. Recently putting together a blacklist of conservative influencers and journalists. Oh, now it's expanded its scope to demand that telecommunications companies deliver phone records of certain GOP lawmakers. Nothing could possibly go wrong here. I mean, I am positive that if Democrats were to get a hold of individuals' phone records, that I'm sure they're just going to comb through it, find anything that is relevant to what they're discussing when it comes to January 6th, and anything else would be just lock and key. I'm talking like Loctite. We're talking like Al Gore's lockbox. Kind of locked tight. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene's not buying it. She talked about it yesterday on Tucker Carlson's program. She's not buying this whole thing.
After what America has been through, especially this past week, and what the Joe Biden administration has done, leaving Americans behind in Afghanistan, service dogs, fully arming the Taliban. Now they want to drag Americans and American taxpayers through another witch hunt, just like we saw with Russian collusion conspiracy lies and what they did to President Trump, spending over $30 million on what turned out to be nothing more than absolute Democrat political warfare. This is what they're trying to do to all of us. But this is leading us into waters that we've never been in America. Right. You see, America was never meant to be a communist country, but these are the tactics that Democrats are wanting to use.
Is she wrong? Seriously, is she wrong? Like, Democrats, if you want to come on the program and tell me that she's absolutely out of her mind, it's an outrageous statement. Is she wrong, really? Do you honestly think that, first of all, taking the phone records of individuals, the private phone records and texts of individuals is somehow okay with you? Like, you're all right with this. And then believing somehow in your heart of hearts that nothing's going to come out outside of the scope of what is going on. No, not. You're kidding, right? She's spot on.
If members of Congress can have our personal cell phone data exposed, and so that our Democrat colleagues and unfortunately some of our so-called Republican colleagues can rifle through just to hurt us politically in the next election, then we are going into a dangerous place in this country. It's no longer Republicans versus Democrats. It's more like Americans versus communists. And you see, it's not just us that will be in extreme danger. It's the American people, because we never want to have a federal government where they are willing to break federal law, violate our privacy, search and seizure, and demand from private companies to hand over this data. And these cell phone companies, these telecommunications companies, they better not play with these Democrats, because Republicans are coming back into the majority in 2022, and we will take this very serious.
She's spot on. She's right. She's right. Now, two things to remember before we go to break. Number one is, you don't honestly think that Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Schumer or anybody, even the president of the United States, would do anything that would be, I don't know, dare I say, unconstitutional. That's not even fair or nice until you realize that Joe Biden did sign off on an eviction moratorium, the issue of the CDC, they're the bounds of what they can and can't do, and the Supreme Court saying you shouldn't, and then, putting the hand on the Bible and swearing an oath to the Constitution, and then breaking that oath. Let's put that aside. But the other part of it where she's spot on is, listen, this is why 22 is so important. This is why elections, we know, all of us know, have consequences, but certainly that if we come out in mass, there's only so much you can do to stop masses of individuals from going out and voting and doing the right thing when it comes to who they want and what they want stopped. That's how it's going to get done. And 22 is important, not only for the state of Florida and here and Ron DeSantis, and how it is important that he be reelected. And listen, nothing's a guarantee. Not when you have Democrats around. but certainly on a national level as well with this issue. And it is about you, because she's right. You're next. You think it's just politicians? 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching the program and subscribing to the podcast. Don't forget, coming up on Friday morning, we'll be doing the show live, Oaks Farm, Seed the Table, at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples. We got some surprises lined up. I'm going to tell you later on in the program. We're just shoring everything up. But yeah, some surprises coming up 6 to 9 a.m. Looking forward to seeing you there. It's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. Keeping an eye on a crash right now in North Fort Myers with injuries and roadblock along North Tamiami Trail, US 41 at Herons Grove. So watch out for some delays in both directions of 41 right at the Lee-Charlotte County line. We also have a crash along 75 at Luckett Road causing some slight slowdowns, but no injuries, no roadblock off to the side out there. Major backups, though, heading southbound on 75 from about the airport direct connect around mile marker 129, 130, all the way south to Corkscrew Road around Hertz Arena because of some roadway debris that now has gotten cleared off the road. Just a lot of volume filtering through on that southbound stretch. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, as we kick off the month of September, look for a slightly drier day today. Hazy sky with temperatures back to near 92 degrees and isolated storms mainly late in today and into this evening as we see a line of some thunderstorms roll on through, especially after 5 p.m. Waking up to a low near 77 to kick off your Thursday. A few showers possible in the morning. Scattered storms arriving yet again for tomorrow afternoon and a high, a little bit cooler of 88 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. My family members actually went to Dr. France for their cataract surgery and had spectacular results. But here's the deal. You can now experience vision that's more vibrant after cataract surgery with a France Lifestyle lens. At France Eye Care, they know how important it is to not only clear the blurry view caused by cataracts, but to provide the patient with even better vision through the enhancement of a France Lifestyle lens. So if night driving is your issue and you need extended depth of focus or the ability to adjust the power of your lens after cataract surgery, France Eye Care will recommend a lens solution that meets your individual needs. Call France Eye Care today to schedule your cataract screening by dialing star 2020 from your cell phone or give them a call at 239-418-0999. Tell them that Trey sent you.
France Eye Care.
Lusk Draysites in Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk Draysites in Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk Draysites in Talisano. ldtlaw.com.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
They helped weave the fabric of our very existence and served our country with distinction. They are America's veterans. We honor their commitment, their service, and their patriotism.
Harvey Engelhardt offers the chance to honor those military heroes who have served honorably and passed away with the military funeral and interment at any national cemetery, including Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. We'll see you through from the beginning to the end of a military funeral. Did you know that all veterans are entitled to a free space at a national cemetery? That includes a free grave liner, free marker, free preparation and closing of the grave. This can represent thousands of dollars in savings to the spouse or family of a veteran. The service will include the burial flag and honor guard, and in some cases, transportation reimbursement. Harvey Engelhardt can help you pre-plan now to ensure that your wishes are met and your family doesn't have to worry about the expenses and details when the time comes. Call us at 239-936-2177. We're here to help.
There are a lot of sales Labor Day weekend, but only Sutherland has the deals. Sutherland's deals not just save you money, they give you money too. With an extra $6,000 overbook value for your trade, that's $6,000 more than your car is worth. Use the additional $6,000 as a down payment, or just keep the extra money. Shop the largest certified pre-owned dealer in the country. Nobody has more than Sutherland, because Sutherland has the deals. Just announced through Labor Day Monday. Buy any new Nissan and get a $1,000 Visa gift card. We have the selection, we have the savings, and we give you a $1,000 Visa gift card. Combine that with an extra $6,000 for your trade, and it's up to $7,000 in extra money for you. This Labor Day weekend only, as Florida's #1, Sutherland has the deals. Hurry to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast at drewsteele.com. That's always a we're not really gonna do this now, are we? All right, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the President of the United States, Joe Biden. Good morning, sir.
Hey, it's great to be on the Dude McNeil show on the Foxy News Radio.
Yeah, it's Drew Steele. All right, can we get that part right at least?
Which part, man? Which part?
Never mind. All right, yeah.
Hey, here's a thinker for you. Look, Jack. If Spider-Man wears a mask, then your kid can too, because he's a hero. Look, you ever think of that, Jack? See, because he's a hero, heroes wear masks. How about that?
Yeah, could we spend less time on Spider-Man and move on to other things, sir? Is that all right?
Yeah, good news there, dude.
Yeah.
A new poll shows 42% support my handling of Afghanistan. Most of it's from the Taliban, but those are good numbers, though.
Yeah.
You look at it.
You're not going to really start talking about this horrible foreign policy debacle of yours. Really? Do you want to? You don't really want to.
Don't let me stand in your way, man. Everybody has a right to digest their food, man.
You okay? Anyway, listen. You want to talk about this? Some of the things that we know that maybe you've been avoiding with the questions that you don't like. The question about evacuation of people out of Kabul airport. You want to explain what you're doing with that, sir?
What are you talking about there? Come on, that's not fair. Let's play fair ball here. Of course, I can explain it.
Yeah.
Let me see what it says here on the prompter here. Act feeble and squint, smile, and then have a worried look on the face and walk off camera. Oh, that's for if we're doing television.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you want to answer the questions? Go ahead. So what about it? Shouldn't you be deciding what you say and don't say? I mean, you're going to be listening. Who are you listening to anyway?
Pal. Of course.
Yeah.
Look, I'm the president of the United States. Look, but don't you get it? It's so simple, man. They wave me off. They wave me off. They say that's enough, and then they tell me to go. Look, I'm in charge of everything I say and do, but I'm under a lot of pressure from my press handler and the Holy Communications team. Look, because look, folks, here's the deal. If I go off script and start talking for myself, they're only going to give me a child-sized cone of butter pecan ice cream, man. And then they'll put in the little sugar cone, with a flat bottom.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that crappy little cone.
All right.
You want the really yummy waffle cone. It's a cone with a big capacity.
Yeah.
Man.
No. All right. Well, okay. Stop. We're not getting anywhere here. We're just not.
You got to trust me on this one, Pat.
Nope.
Look, here, man. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I've got a plan. I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
I've got a plan.
Yeah.
Even though watching me answer questions on TV is like watching a blind person play Jenga, I got a plan.
All right, enough. Mr. President, all right, listen, you're talking about handlers setting the rules, determining what you have to say and all of this, not supposed to be taking questions. Seriously, who's telling you? Who is telling you these questions?
We're on a tight schedule, man. Look, that was like 4 or 5, 6 days ago. Today's a new day. Why are you living in the past, dude? Come on.
Yeah.
Would it make you happy if I just tossed out a bunch of word salads like the former guy? to tweet out a bunch of incoherent all.
Yeah, I actually at this point I'd
rather do all caps on Twitter, huh?
Yeah.
Would that say the word and I'll do it. I'll see if my handlers let me do that.
Yeah, okay. No, thanks. All right, listen, you want to talk about Major, the German Shepherd? The dog seems to be biting everybody. It's not only 2 biting incidents. Now it's like 1 a day for 8 days. You got, what's going on? Why can't you just be honest about this?
You had to slip in a little gotcha there, a little gotcha question. Look, you know what?
What?
There's a whole lot of something about nothing, man. I tell you what.
Yeah.
Major's just misunderstood. He's a good boy. He's a smart dog. See, he's sitting right here, man. I'm glad he can't hear you. Why? I think he's even developed an opposable thumb so he can open a bag of sausages. He's so smart, man. He's the smartest of God. Love him. Now, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for all this.
Go.
Now, the one time we were out at a family picnic in Delaware, and this tubby little bastard kid waddled up, and he was pulling on Major's tail, and he was harassing him. So Major just chomped down a little on a couple of his fat sausage fingers. That was it. He deserved it.
Come on.
No. The second time, there was another one. We had a woman who was walking through one of the White House tours and old Major took a nice chunk out of her behind, and it was just a case of mistaken identity because she looked like the lady who cut his nuts off in the veterinary clinic.
All right. That's enough.
Mistake. Look. Now, I should also point out, every time Major attacked a Secret Service agent or a staffer of mine, he was wearing a mask. He was doing his part to stop the virus.
All right, enough of the mask. All right, finally, let's just move on. I'm hearing about an article in Women's Health that you and Jill Biden described as astrologically compatible. You got a very high degree of compatibility. Did you know that?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we do. I knew right from the moment we met that it was always been in the stars for me and my sweet Jilly. I mean, if you look right up there on a clear summer night, you can see right there in the constipations. You know the thing. One time, Jilly, she told me my sign was Scorpio, and I couldn't believe it because for years I was going around telling everybody I was a feces, man.
Pisces. It's Pisces.
You know the thing.
Yeah, I know the thing, and I also know the song. Yeah, you gotta go.
Hey, I'm not supposed to take any questions. Did they tell that to you, Donahue?
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, well.
Goodbye, sir. It's awfully quiet. We didn't really have to do that, did we? 239-479. I'm sorry. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
This
We'll be calling you automatically to see if you need help. We can offer emergency repairs and tarp service or whatever your roof requires. Call Papa now for our free tile roof inspection, 945-2700. We believe it's wise to be proactive, and it costs you nothing to join our list. Call Papa for our free tile roof inspection at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700.
License number CCC 1326213.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. and take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Hello, I'm Dave Harmer, owner of First Class Air Conditioning. Since 1977, we've been pretty selective when it comes to hiring new people. We take special pride in the craftsmen we train and employ. If you're an experienced HVAC professional, consider joining us. With a 40-year track record, we're here for the long haul. Call today, 574-2500, and ask for Mr. Harmer. That's 574-2500.
First Class Air Conditioning. Our name says it all.
You checked in on your insurance. Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Tracking major backups along 75 heading south from around the airport toward the exit to Corkscrew Road. Some earlier roadway debris in the way right near the Corkscrew Road exit now has cleared up, so we're just watching all that traffic filtering through. And if you're heading through North Fort Myers, we have a crash with roadblock and injuries right near Herons Glen Boulevard and North Kamehameha Trail. So 41 is slow moving in both directions right at the Charlotte-Lee County line. Collier County Road's not too bad. We're not watching any crashes out there right now across the Naples area. Definitely starting to see some volume picking up on Immokalee Road heading between Collier Boulevard and I-75. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. We are heading into new month. Welcome to September, where today will actually be kicking it off to a drier note. Thanks to some Saharan dust, look for a hazy sky today, also which will help limit our rain chances. Some isolated storms, but mainly after 4 p.m. today. We'll be tracking a line of some thunderstorms approaching from the north and west, sinking southward as we head into this evening. So look for those showers and thunderstorms 5, 6, 7 p.m. today, which will continue to fall apart as they track southward. A high of 92 degrees for this afternoon. We'll wind things down as we head into tonight, though a few more showers and possibly some thunderstorms will be possible to kick off the day for your Thursday. Scattered storms for the afternoon. Temperature is a little bit cooler for tomorrow at the high of 88 degrees. Friday looking even wetter. We see higher chances for scattered thunderstorms with temperatures topping off near 89 degrees with a mix of clouds and sun. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet. So leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $70 off any electrical repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Health insurance. We all hate it, but we have to have it. Hey, Southwest Florida, it's Tyler McCluskey here. And as an insurance executive for the past 10 years, I now host a show every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. I explain everything you need to know about the health insurance industry and show you all how to save money. For more information, tune in this Saturday at 11 or call now for a free quote at 239-633-3140 or online at tylermccluskey.com.
Every day in business is a big day. Whatever your day brings, Comcast Business can help you handle it with reliable gig speeds and advanced cybersecurity solutions. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Call for details.
Stop. Don't purchase any diamonds, jewelry, or engagement rings until you come to Duncan's Diamonds. We are not your typical jewelry store. Here are a few reasons. Family owned. Stuart Duncan and his family have been involved in the wholesale diamond business for nearly a century. No middleman. We are direct diamond importers, offering prices 30 to 40% lower than the rest, passing all those savings to you. No pressure. We are not paid on commission. We are here to help you even if you do not purchase from us, and to make sure you are happy. The largest selection of diamonds and jewelry, access to millions of jewelry styles, and that is up to 30 times what you find in an ordinary jewelry store. Free services, like clean and check whether you purchased from us or not. Don't take our word from a radio ad. Visit Duncan's Diamonds. We will prove we will not be undersold anywhere, anytime, by anybody. Duncan's Diamonds.
US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Naples at Mercado.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's, and about 15 more minutes or so. Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Have a little bit of fun with you this morning. Also, coming up at 8:05, the former White House Chief of Staff and Congressman, Mark Meadows, is going to be joining us, and we'll talk a little bit about everything that is going on right now, especially with this administration in Afghanistan and all the things that you're going to hear in just a couple of minutes from the president, what he said yesterday. And once again, throwing the blame at Trump, which is absolutely ridiculous, telling us that, there's all kinds of things that were not going to happen, especially, the evacuation and how the evacuation went down, that there was no other way. This was just the way it was going to look. There was no way around it. Really? Is that really what he said? Yeah, so we're going to get to that in just a second. A couple of other things that are going on. The Texas legislature, just so you know, passed an election integrity bill on Tuesday. Weeks of back and forth in Texas. And so I'm just letting you know all of this is taking place just so you understand that coming up, you're going to start hearing more about that the narrative is going to change and then things are going to start to shift away from Afghanistan and the mainstream will do this to try to get away and to go after, the horrible, bigoted, racist, Istinobia's policies of Republicans in places who just want to make sure that people can't vote. That narrative. You got to flip back to that one. So that could be coming up soon. Also, the governor here, the governor of the great state of Florida, Ron DeSantis, had a few things to say about what's going on in Afghanistan. And don't know if you know this. He wrote a letter to Joe Biden on Monday because he wants to know what's going on with this administration and sharing information with Florida about the ongoing situation, not only in Afghanistan, but how everything that is happening there is impacting us here and some of the things that we're not getting answers about. We're not hearing things like, he wants to know, how many Floridians remain in Afghanistan? Do we have any numbers at all? Can you give us any idea? Is there anybody that has a clue about what's going on with numbers when it comes to Americans that are in Afghanistan? It's all over the map. It could be 100, it could be 200, it could be thousands, it could be 2. It could be one guy with really bad cell service someplace in the country who's, he's trying. Horrible. What's the administration doing to ensure the safe evacuation of all American citizens and all eligible Afghan partners? How many Afghans are being evacuated to the U.S. and where are they going? What's the vetting process of Afghans being transported to the United States? Have any evacuees been flagged for possible ties to terrorism during security protocols? And what will happen to American citizens and Afghan allies left in harm's way on September 1st, being today? What's happening right now as we speak? He's asking these questions. He's not going to get an answer. But certainly this administration wants to help. That's what they're about. They're about helping the Taliban with pallets of cash. What do you plan on helping with? No, I'm not kidding. Biden's National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan, asked about that yesterday. the concerns about what's going on there in Afghanistan? And what about aid to the Taliban? We're not doing that, right?
We're going to work with the Taliban. Does that include the prospect of giving them aid?
Well, first of all, we do believe that there is an important dimension of humanitarian assistance that should go directly to the people of Afghanistan. They need help with respect to health and food aid and other forms of subsistence, and we do intend to continue that.
I just want to stop right there. So is the suggestion that, I just have to stop for a second. Let me just pull back. Hold on. You do realize that this administration, whether it's Jake Sullivan or whether it's some of the others that are in the administration, Jen Psaki, and I mean, you can go right down the line. You do realize that these people live in a world coming from an ivory tower someplace in some kind of college campus somewhere, not involved in the real world, and then get put into positions of authority who have this delusion that the world that's in their head actually exists on the ground. Like, they're not in reality. So his suggestion is, we got to make sure we get humanitarian aid. It's going to go to the Afghan people. Really? The Taliban's in control of everything right now. Do you honestly think that the people there in Afghanistan are going to get any help or aid, humanitarian or otherwise? I don't think if you're going to send money or anything with regard to helping the people in Afghanistan, humanitarian aid speaking, that it's going to get to them. Maybe I'm wrong.
Secondly, when it comes to our economic and development assistance relationship with the Taliban, that will be about the Taliban's actions. It will be about whether they follow through on their commitments.
I just have to stop. And then that's the other part of it. Again, this delusion that the Taliban is sitting there, and as they're wondering whether or not there's going to be opportunity, 2.5 kids, picket fence, nice lawn, maybe on the weekends you get one of those lawnmowers, not the ones with that have any kind of a motor attached to them or even electric, because listen, we want to care about the environment here in Afghanistan, and maybe get one of those push mowers that just has blades, the old-fashioned one, and kind of mulches and does everything, because we want to be responsible. They're sitting around thinking all of this and thinking to themselves, man, if we could just diplomatically speak to the world and be part of the world order and just to do the right thing. Everybody's we're all on board with that. Like, how you live believing that, how there are people like Jake Sullivan who in their head think that that is a possibility and a reality, shows you how dangerous this administration can be. That's dangerous, right? You're following along with the idea that appeasement or this imaginary world where the Taliban's sitting and going, hey, can we get some really good Wi-Fi, 5G here? How are we going to do that? Again, it's delusional. It is absolutely delusional. I don't know what you would expect from this administration or this president. Even the speech yesterday from the president and all the things that he talked about, the extraordinary success, which nobody sees as success, and then the fact that the way it played out was just going to be the way it played out. There was no other way around it.
I take responsibility for the decision. Now, some say we should have started mass evacuation sooner. And couldn't this have been done in a more orderly manner? I respectfully disagree. Imagine if we'd begun evacuations in June or July, bringing in thousands of American troops and evacuating more than 120,000 people in the middle of a civil war. There still would have been a rush to the airport, a breakdown in confidence and control of the government, and it still would have been very difficult and dangerous mission.
Really? How do you know that? No, seriously, I mean, that's what this administration continues to do. They continue to make hyperbolic statements about all different kinds of things. They continue to talk about successes when successes don't exist. This gaslighting that we're going to continue to say this until you believe it. You have no choice. And then telling you what would have happened without giving details of how you even know that. Of course you could have done something sooner. Of course you could have done this better. The suggestion that there was no other way and no other way this was going to turn out other than what we witnessed is laughable. It's absolutely laughable, but this is what he would have you believe. Listen, one of the things that we will continue to see with this president and with this administration, and look, news cycles flip quick, is that they're going to try to get away from this, although the latest news on this phone call that took place, I don't know how you get away from this one. I mean, you talk about an impeachable call. Maybe we'll talk to Mark Meadows about that when he's on with us in just about 20 minutes. I mean, the fact that Joe Biden pressured the Afghan president, Ashraf Ghani, to create a quote-unquote perception that they were beating the Taliban, that everything was fine, that it wasn't taking over the country, and that they weren't going to do it. This was the talk in July, but it was a cable in June that said quite the opposite. I don't know how you get away from that one, but they're certainly going to try. 239-479-5592. So that story is out there. And then certainly there's more to talk about, including one that I wanted to get to. Maybe we'll get to this in just a minute. But Project Veritas is back. And what if I were to tell you that there were some teachers that are out there who, let's just say, are bragging about Antifa indoctrination in the classroom? A public high school teacher who's on tape bragging about indoctrinating your kids as a member of Antifa. How do they do it? You might be interested to hear it, because these are the kind of concerns that we all have, whether it's here in Southwest Florida or across the country. The indoctrination of our kids. We'll talk about that coming up. All right. You ready to go? Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. You can play right now, 239-479-5592. If you would like to call, it's something of a civics lesson for the kids and, the youths of America. And we'd love to hear from you right now. So call in number 5 if you'd like to play. Let's have a little bit of fun. It's Drew's College coming up next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. A busy morning drive out there on 75. We're seeing a lot of delays building up around the Alico Road exit on 75 southbound, heading all the way down into Bonita Springs. So you may want to take 3 Oaks Parkway or US 41. Both of those looking good across southern Lee County right now. Into Collier County, seeing major delays backing up on Golden Gate Boulevard, heading toward Everglades Boulevard. You'll see those slowdowns right around 10th Avenue Southeast in the Golden Gate Estates area. Looking at a crash also in North Fort Myers at North Tamiami Trail, right at the Charlotte County line. So watch out for some delays in both directions. A crash there with injuries and roadblock. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, as we kick off the month of September, look for a slightly drier day today. Hazy sky with temperatures back to near 92 degrees and isolated storms mainly late in today and into this evening as we see a line of some thunderstorms roll on through, especially after 5 p.m. Waking up to a low near 77 to kick off your Thursday. A few showers possible in the morning. Scattered storms arriving yet again for tomorrow afternoon and a high, a little bit cooler of 88 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Nobody wants a middleman coming between you and what is important to your family, like your home's water. And that's why I love Pentair Water Solutions, the pros. You know my buddy Max, and you should call him now and get your free digital Pentair Water diagnosis. So you live in Southwest Florida. You can smell the water coming out of the faucet. It's awful, that chlorine smell, the skin in your hair drying out. It's a mess, and your hard water staining your faucets or shower glass. We've all experienced it here in Southwest Florida. The toughest city or well water issues, don't worry about it. And the middleman issue. Listen, with Pentair, there are no middlemen, no dealers, no distributors. They make the system so you have a Pentair water expert in your home, and you can be assured of the right solution for your water at a true Pentair factory direct price. It's a big difference that you will see for yourself. 239-880-7799. That's 239-880-7799. And this month, you can save up to $600 on softeners and salt-free alternatives. So give them a call today or book online at pentair.com/Fort
I wasn't able to sleep in my own bed. Because of my wife's struggles with CPAP, I had to move out to the couch, out to the recliner, out to my son's bunk bed. That is until she started using Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside her body with just the click of a remote.
Get back to sleeping in your own bed with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune in to WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Matt and Justin here with Island Air of Southwest Florida. We know it's stressful when your air conditioner breaks down. Now when the time comes to replace your system, you don't have to sacrifice your vacation budget to pay for it. Because for a limited time, Island Air is including a cruise vacation voucher when you replace your heating and cooling system. This is a limited time offer, so if your AC is on its last leg and you aren't sure if it will make it through the summer, then don't delay and call Island Air today.
Over the past year and a half, we know that many people have sacrificed their vacations. Please take the opportunity to let Island Air take you to the islands or many other places around the world.
We are including a vacation voucher with the purchase of your new home air conditioning system, redeemable for cruises and luxury condos in many countries around the world. Find out more details on how to claim your voucher for a limited time. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right. Let's go to Mike. Mike's in Naples. Hey, Mike.
Hi, good morning, Drew.
Hey, good morning, sir. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD, and your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Hey, Mike, what do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution?
That'd be the Bill of Rights.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. Who drafted the United States Declaration of Independence? Who drafted that? Was that Benjamin Franklin, James Madison, or Thomas Jefferson?
That'd be Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, that's correct, sir. All right, you got the bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. In 1955, what words did Congress order to be stamped on all U.S. coins?
In God we trust.
Yeah, that is correct, sir. All right, even Jake was impressed with that. You got a master's degree. We'll see if you get a PhD.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you should. If I'm coming from Jake, that's high praise. All right, let's see if you get a PhD on this question. What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? What's that called?
Separation of powers.
Yeah, that is correct, sir. All right, it took a little while for you to Google. I mean, it took a little while for that brain to get going, but you got it. Congratulations, Mike. We appreciate the call there, and you got yourself a PhD. You are the smartest man on your phone. You should be proud.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right, you sound like it. I appreciate you, Mike. Thanks so much, and always appreciate the calls. Drew's College, each and every day at this time. 239-479-5592. Hey, I did want to bring this up. Listen, it's not that big a deal. There's nothing to worry about here. It's just a teacher that Project Veritas was exposing, talking about not that big a deal, just indoctrinating your kids in the classroom. He's a member of Antifa, by the way.
I have 180 days to turn them into revolutionaries.
How do you do that? How do you
Out of them. Sacramento organization that is under the banner of Antifa is very loosely organized, right? When there is like right-wing rallies and stuff, then we'll create an opposition to that. Yeah.
Beautiful. Where would he go to connect to some of these organizations?
I post a calendar every week. Awesome. And then and I do it for extra credit, so they get points for doing it. So that encourages them to do it. And I've had students show up for protests, community events, tabling, food distribution, all sorts of things. When they go, they take pictures, they write up a reflection. That's their extra credit.
Yeah. So there you go. So not that big a deal. It's an Antifa indoctrination going on on in a classroom. I know it's happening in California, so it's not that big a deal. It'll never make its way to Southwest Florida. No, we would never have a situation where there would be a teacher from a public school that would encourage people to show up at different places and maybe cause some trouble, maybe things that they don't like, to help with the indoctrination and get extra credit for doing so and having a Antifa flag in the classroom and being able to explain all about the fascists out there. And
like I have an Antifa flag on my wall, and a student complained about that, and he said it made him feel uncomfortable. Well, this is meant to make fascists feel uncomfortable, so if you feel uncomfortable, I don't really know what to tell you. Like, maybe you shouldn't be aligning with the values that this is antithetical to.
Yeah, nothing to worry about. So there you go. It's just some guy named Gabriel Geip, a public high school teacher at a school district in California. It's far away. It's really far away. It's never going to make its way to Southwest Florida. No way would it ever come here. Who is encouraging his students for extra credit in the class to go ahead and understand who he believes are the big problem in the country, the fascists. And when something is happening like a rally, or maybe they're tabling and they just want to communicate values, maybe conservative values with people, or maybe there's something that's going on at a school board or something like that, and they want to kind of disrupt. You go cause a little trouble, maybe show up and you get extra credit for that. Good stuff. But it'll never happen here. Never. No. It's not happening. We're not indoctrinating kids. That doesn't have critical race theory, the idea of diversity, equity, inclusion. That doesn't happen. That none of that is going on. It's I don't even know why I bothered to even bring it up. It's kind of silly. I'm even sorry I said anything. So. If you want to know more, Project Veritas has a whole thing there at their website you could check out at projectveritas.com. See for yourself. All right, just putting that out there. 239-479-5592. Friday, we will be at Oaks Farm Seed to Table, the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road. We're excited about that. They open up an hour early, 6 to 9 a.m. We'll be broadcasting live. We got some special guests and some live music that we're going to be playing. Some patriotic music from some pretty well-known artists. You may have heard the name before. We'll have those details coming up. So we're excited to bring something to the event there at Oaks Farm Seed to Table. It's not just me. There'll be a whole lot going on. I'll have the details coming up.
This is Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. My family and I are putting down roots right here in Southwest Florida and are so happy to be a part of this community. We hope to meet you out at one of the country clubs or walking the town center or out on one of the beautiful beaches or parks. So why are we Key City Capital here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments without any risk of loss to your principal and without all the work of collecting rent or worrying about stock market volatility, call us today at 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Got chronic joint pain, not having enough success with steroids, but trying to avoid surgery? Well, thankfully, there's a better way, and it's now available here from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics, now open in Naples. Hey, it's Drew Steele from Daybreak, talking about all new therapies, advanced all-natural regenerative treatments that can not only just give you relief, but also can restore and repair damaged tissue so you can have lasting relief. If you've got joint pain due to arthritis, knee pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, don't just think the old ways of dealing with pain are the only ways. You need to learn more about these new biologic therapy solutions. Call now for a free consultation. QC Kinetics at 239-893-PAIN. These remarkable treatments increase mobility, decrease pain, and help restore tissue. They actually encourage your body to heal itself. Call now and learn more about these restorative, regenerative, and revolutionary alternatives. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics Kinetics at 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
Calling out political theft by the left. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Power has just been restored to parts of New Orleans. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. For the first time since Hurricane Ida's damage and flooding, but hundreds of thousands in Louisiana still have no electricity or running water, and there are gas shortages. Fox's Evan Brown knows firsthand after driving from New Orleans to Pensacola, Florida, where he's now live.
Yeah, Dave, Pensacola is usually a few hours drive from New Orleans. It took much longer Tuesday evening with traffic creeping along eastbound Interstate 10. Herds of cars made for each exit trying their luck for gasoline. You could see the lines looking down from the overpass, spilling out of the gas stations and into the street. Driving the opposite way on I-10 towards New Orleans were processions of line crew trucks and flatbeds ferrying 10 giant generators apiece. And while power largely remains out in southern Louisiana, the power and air conditioning work fine here in Pensacola, and in the hotel parking lot there are rows and rows of cars with Louisiana tags, Dave.
Evan Ida is blamed for at least 6 deaths, 2 in Louisiana, 2 in a Mississippi road collapse, and 2 workers restoring power in Alabama. A man alligator in floodwater near his Slidell, Louisiana home is missing. Many Afghans are running to their borders trying to leave the country now that Kabul's airport's closed. No more U.S. troops, no more evacuations.
We completed one of the biggest airlifts in history, with more than 120,000 people evacuated to safety.
President Biden says they'll still help Americans still there get out. Republican Congressman Buddy Carter tells Fox.
Here's a president who said only a week ago that he was not going to leave any American behind, but he did just that. This is despicable.
In Texas, the law that restricts most abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy now in effect. The Supreme Court refused to act on an ACLU emergency appeal to block it.
The law allows private citizens to sue abortion providers and anyone involved in facilitating abortions, including anyone who drives a woman to a clinic.
Fox's Sean Langell. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. A busy morning drive out there right now. We've got a crash in South Fort Myers at College Parkway and South Point Boulevard. Slowdowns out there on the eastbound side of College Parkway coming off the Cape Coral Bridge from McGregor Boulevard through South Point Boulevard. Also have a crash on Slater Road in North Fort Myers, just north of the Bayshore Road intersection. Heading out through North Fort Myers, right at the Charlotte County line, we have also a crash with roadblock and injuries at 41 and Herons Glen Boulevard. Another crash at Luckett Road and I-75. No injuries, no roadblock, and getting cleared up right there. And getting off of I-75 northbound in Collier County, exit 111, we have a minor crash, no injuries, not seeing any major slowdowns on that exit ramp. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. We are heading into new month. Welcome to September, where today will actually be kicking it off to a drier note. Thanks to some Saharan dust, look for a hazy sky today, also which will help limit our rain chances. Some isolated storms, but mainly after 4 p.m. today. We'll be tracking a line of some thunderstorms approaching from the north and west, sinking southward as we head into this evening. So look for those showers and thunderstorms 5, 6, 7 p.m. today, which will continue to fall apart as they track southward. A high of 92 degrees for this afternoon. We'll wind things down as we head into tonight, though a few more showers and possibly some thunderstorms will be possible to kick off the day for your Thursday. Scattered storms for the afternoon. Temperature is a little bit cooler for tomorrow with the high of 88 degrees. Friday looking even wetter. We see higher chances for scattered thunderstorms with temperatures topping off near 89 degrees with a mix of clouds and sun. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Got friends and family living far away? Tell them to stream the best station yet at rightallalong.net, the online home of 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. I'm the president of New South Window Solutions. What I like people to understand about our company is what's unique about us. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. We go out of our way to make it easy. If you're thinking about buying new windows, consider New South. Don't even think about buying windows from anyone else till you see what our factory can do for you. New South windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers.
Going on now, save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Hey guys, Dr. Amy here, your favorite chiropractor. We're back for your daily dose of Did You Know Chiropractic can help with that. And today we talk about cognitive function. Are you struggling with your memory, or maybe you you notice that it's taking you longer to process information? Do you also notice that your reaction time is slower than it used to be? Maybe you've just decided that this is what getting old looks like, or maybe that's what some doctor has told you, that this is just from getting old. But studies actually show that getting regular chiropractic care, specifically getting adjusted in your neck, can dramatically improve your cognitive function. So if you struggle with memory loss, slowed reaction time, or slowed processing time, and you're wondering if chiropractic can help you too, call us at 239-628-4899. That phone number is 239-628-4899. And remember, your power is on.
Fox News listeners, Saturday morning is the perfect time to talk boats and water fun in Southwest Florida. This is Adam Botana again from Baywater Sousa Boat Club. Join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 for the Baywater Boat Club Hour. We talk boats, fishing, boating hotspots, water quality, on top of Jake the Millennial and I just having fun on the radio. And if you don't have a boat, Baywater Sousa Boat Club has got you covered. Just call me, Adam, at 239-495-0455.
Looking for a reputable HVAC service provider? 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating of Naples provides a high level of service and value to our clients. To learn more, visit onehourairnaples.com or call 855-1-HOUR.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's, and we appreciate you going there to watch and subscribing to the podcast. Today, what Patriots? They are just fantastic folks. The Republican Women of Southwest Florida Federated having a fantastic event today here in Southwest Florida in Naples. And one of the individuals that will be at this sold-out event is the former White House Chief of Staff and former Congressman Mark Meadows, who's joining us this morning on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. And I am so happy to have him on with us this morning, getting up a little early. It's Drew Steele. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, Drew. It's great to be in South Florida and quite frankly on the best coast that you could imagine with you and your listeners.
Woo! Well, I ditto. I will put that out there. I feel the same way. We're so happy to have you here. Now, there's so much to get to. First, I just want you to rest easy because the President of the United States said yesterday that it was an extraordinary success, Afghanistan. So we can rest easy in that. Now, I hate to say it that way because it's really no joking matter. The fact of the matter is that what has transpired here is clear and evident to everybody. The fact that the president continues to do this is galling. It's outrageous. And, I wanted to get your feelings on what has transpired here.
Well, I mean, when he came out and said it was an extraordinary success, I can tell you that the anger, not just here in Florida, but the anger from coast to coast by Americans who saw this unfold, an event that could have been avoided. And the reason I say it could have been avoided, I can tell you when we were in the White House, the kind of withdrawal that Joe Biden just executed had been put forth, and we turned it down. We said, no, we can't leave Americans behind. We need to make sure that we get all the Americans out before the military leave. We shouldn't leave our equipment there. We put conditions on that, and you know what? We held the Taliban at bay when they wanted to advance. So it was an extraordinary failure, an extraordinarily poorly executed extraction plan, and ultimately an embarrassment, not just here in the United States, but abroad, because we abandoned Americans, we abandoned our Afghan allies, and we abandoned our allies in the European Union as well. And sadly, 13 great soldiers had to pay the ultimate sacrifice for this blunder at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Yeah, it's unbelievable what has transpired. As again, we all witness it, we see it. You can't deny it, as much as people want to try to gaslight in a different direction and convince you it's a success and talk about other numbers when they can't even give you the numbers of the amount of Americans that are there. The suggestion that even if it were 100, that is an acceptable number is, again, an outrage to a lot of people. Go ahead.
Well, Drew, it's more than that.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, I mean, for them to suggest that there's only 100, I'm getting reports from members of Congress, getting reports from people who have loved ones that are stuck in country, hiding in country. And to be honest, they don't know. And that's the problem. The people they did know about, they actually gave their information to the Taliban. And, you don't give information, private information, to somebody that you've been fighting for 2 decades. I mean, anybody would know that. And quite frankly, it is incompetence at the highest level that would suggest that was a good plan. I mean, they started sharing intel with the Taliban. They asked the Taliban to actually provide security. And what do we see from the Taliban this morning? We see pictures of mock funerals happening there in Afghanistan, where they're actually celebrating the death of our military. It's almost too much to take.
Yeah, Mark Meadows joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, former White House Chief of Staff to President Trump and former congressman. There's a couple of things I did want to get to. I guess first I'll get to this. You spent enough time with President Trump. There's no way, and everybody has said it, he has talked about it, and maybe you can make mention of this specifically if you have some specifics you can share. There's no way that he was ever going to let it get this far. No way. Where it was a deal going to be made where if once something was said, something was written, that once it was violated, that there would not be harsh consequences to the point where walking away from it was an option. Or was it? I mean, can you speak to that directly as to what?
I'll speak to that directly. Directly here, we obviously had a plan to get out of Afghanistan. The President Trump wanted to do that. We could have gotten out in the way that Joe Biden exited, and we could have done that last year. We could have done that in September or October, but President Trump said, "Listen, the conditions are not met," and he was very clear that the conditions had not been met. We actually reduced troops from 4,500 down to 2,500, but the Taliban kept advancing. And when they would advance, we would actually send in our great military air support for the Afghan army. We would push them back. And because of that, we knew that ultimately it was going to have to be a government sharing proposition between the Afghans and the Taliban, and those conditions were never met. And so for Joe Biden to say, well, this was a deal that Donald Trump struck that I had to go forward with, it's just not accurate. Yeah. Now, we know that he tears up all kinds of other deals, right, but I can tell you, being in the room, there were conditions that we placed on them. Those conditions had not been met. Those conditions still are not met. And so to suggest that just a full-out retreat was in the cards, that's not accurate.
Right.
He knows it. General Milley knows it. Yep. Secretary Pompeo knows it. President Trump and I know it, and ultimately Joe Biden knows that.
Right. Yeah, the suggestion that Joe Biden somehow saintly is going to look at something that the former president did and said, oh, I'm going to stick with everything that the former president put out there and signed off on. I might look at the border and say, well, there is that example among many others that we could give where you were more than happy to walk away from something that you would see that the former president did successfully. But now all of a sudden something changed. It's laughable on its face.
Well, Drew, you're exactly right. He did it 43 times in the first 30 days in office, right, where he actually reversed something that President Trump had done. But listen, it's not only that he reversed it, but at the border, he reversed it. He went to court. He went back to court and went back to court again to try to get his way. And so to suggest somehow that his hands were tied here, it's just not accurate. It's nothing more than a direct false statement to the American people.
So when you hear the words impeachment, impeachable offense, people resigning, they should resign. Many people have asked for resignations from Milley and among others. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we have to push forward with that. Let me just listen. You have 13 soldiers that lost their life because of a direct action of the President of the United States. If that's not an impeachable offense, I'm not sure what is.
Yeah.
But more importantly than that, General Milley, Secretary Austin should have been giving their best military advice. So one of two things happened. Either they should resign because they didn't give the best military advice, or they did give the best military advice, and candidly, it was ignored. So you can't have it both ways. There has to be accountability. I do believe that General Milley and Secretary Austin, along with the General McKenzie, actually executed a plan that they knew was going to fail and that they knew would have the great potential for casualties.
Mark Meadows joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, the former White House chief of staff for President Trump and former congressman. A couple of other things. I mentioned the border. I cannot tell you how many people I talk to. Our Congressman Byron Donalds has been down there on numerous occasions. We've talked about this, the concerns about that when you don't hear about something in the news, when it's not front page headlines, it doesn't mean it's gone away. It doesn't mean it's stopped. And now more concerned than ever that not only do we have the issues along the border that we've been talking about for months and months, but now we also have our security, our safety and security at stake as well. Can you speak to that a little bit, your concerns about the border crisis?
Yeah, well, so there's a couple of concerns, and you mentioned your congressman, and I know that you don't do that in a partisan way, but let me just tell you, your congressman, one of the brightest freshman members that has ever come to the halls of Congress. Even the other day, as a lot of this stuff was unfolding and there were different narratives, the congressman got on the phone with me and we had a lengthy chat about what was happening, what were the conditions of Afghanistan. He wanted to know what the real story was before he actually went out to speak about it. I wish more members would do that. But not only has he done that, but he was at the southern border. I can tell you that there are three real concerns. One is we have more people coming across our southern border with human trafficking, with drug cartels, and candidly coming across in unprecedented numbers that we have not seen in decades. And it's so to suggest that you can have a secure country with that, you just can't. Here's the other issue, is because of what we've done in Afghanistan, our enemies are going to see that this is a welcome mat for terrorists coming across. We will see activity. People don't realize Hezbollah is very active in Latin America. And so to see them come across and have a very porous open border, it's very troubling. And listen, it would have been much easier just to go ahead and work on our asylum laws, make sure that we continue the border wall there and had a merit-based immigration system. But this makes all of that have to go away. You literally, when you have hundreds of thousands of people pouring across each and every day, you can't put forth meaningful immigration laws to actually address it because you've got a crisis there. It's a crisis that will only continue to grow. And America's a great place. Everybody wants to be here, certainly because of the prosperity that the American dream offers. But there's a legal way to do that, and candidly, and Biden has endorsed the illegal way.
Yeah, and even some on the left have mentioned in the media about how there are Afghan women handing us their children. They do that for a reason, and
Sure.
and their concerns as well. And certainly people see that. All of this is on display, and the concerns that, and maybe this will be the last question I ask because I know you're busy and you've got to run, but it's this. You know, the concern that I have, and I've talked to friends about this, how people view us overseas, what they're thinking about us. I want people to know, and I say this all the time, this administration is not indicative of the United States, the citizens of this country. I really, in my heart, truly, honestly believe that this administration is antithetical to what really the majority of Americans believe and feel and think. And so when I hear of other countries are looking at us and what this administration did, I hope that they can separate the administration from the people. I hope that makes sense.
Well, it does make sense because the people, when you not just here in Southwest Florida, but the people that are listening in right now. There are people in pockets across the country that represent just the heart and soul of who we are as Americans. Strong on the rule of law, strong on sticking by your allies, strong on making sure that those who are vulnerable, that you actually reach out a helping hand. But at the same time, you don't leave your friends, your citizens, your allies alone. You stand with them. And candidly, the message that's being sent, Drew, and you're exactly right, the message that's being sent is not indicative of who we are as an American people. We've done a lot of damage. The last few weeks have really been a crisis flashpoint for our reputation internationally. The American people will be able to restore it, and certainly as we hold people accountable, they will see that America still is that bright and shining city on the hill.
No doubt. Mark Meadows joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. Sir, I appreciate a few minutes of your time. I know you're busy. I don't know how many times you've been to Southwest Florida, but welcome and hope you'll spend some more time in the future and certainly enjoy your visit. And hopefully when
Thank
things...
you, Drew. It's been great to be with you, and it's beautiful here, and we'll be back.
Well, we appreciate it. All right, all the best, sir. Thank you so much.
Take care.
All right. Mark Meadows joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, former White House Chief of Staff for President Trump and former congressman. And great to see and hear that he is here in Southwest Florida. A sold-out event. The Republican Women of Southwest Florida Federated doing just such a fantastic job having Mark Meadows here, along with Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene and Mary Miller from Illinois. And it's going to be a great event. And so kudos to the Patriots there. From the Republican Women of Southwest Florida Federated. Just great individuals there. And we do appreciate a few minutes of Mark Meadows' time as well. On Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Let's see what's happening right now up to the minute. Here's traffic with Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. Tracking backups along College Parkway eastbound off McGregor Boulevard because of a crash near South Point Boulevard, so watch out for some delays there. Also keeping an eye on a crash along 75 exit 111 off the interstate northbound to Immokalee Road, so seeing some delays because of a minor crash in that area. Otherwise, looking clear throughout Charlotte County. No crashes getting in your way right now across Port Charlotte or Punta Gorda early on. Just seeing some slight slowdowns on 41 right at the Charlotte-Lee County line because of a crash with injuries right near the Herons Grove Boulevard area. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, as we kick off the month of September, look for a slightly drier day today. Hazy sky with temperatures back to near 92 degrees and isolated storms mainly late in today and into this evening as we see a line of some thunderstorms roll on through, especially after 5 p.m. Waking up to a low near 77 to kick off your Thursday. A few showers possible in the morning. Scattered storms arriving yet again for tomorrow afternoon and a high, a little bit cooler of 88 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here, 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you? 100% organic food and thoughts.
We live in a fast-paced, fast food world. Meanwhile, people have gotten sicker. We've lost our connection to the earth, to our food, and where it comes from. Food and Thought in Naples is an oasis where people can reconnect to their food and where it comes from. It's not just a grocery store, it's a lifestyle.
100% organic food and thought.
Rock Solid wants you
to be our customer. At Rock Solid Countertops and More, $9.99 gets it done. Through Labor Day, get a full set of kitchen countertops from $9.99 installed. Rock Solid guarantees to beat any competitor's prices, including installation. So come see Hugo and his team at 2240 JNC Boulevard in Naples, or visit RockSolidNaples.com. Rock Solid, where $9.99 gets it done.
Homeowners, you hear the news every day. Rates go up and rates go down. While the economy struggles to recover, rising inflation rears its ugly head. Stop banging your head against a wall. Mortgage rates are again at all-time lows. That's right, rates are at all-time lows. Put a bit of cash back in your pocket with a refi from True Mortgage. Get a 15-year fixed at just 1.75%, 2.140% APR. Even better, True Mortgage will cover your title, escrow, and appraisal fees. Qualification is fast and simple. Keep more of your hard-earned money and boost your savings. Lock in a lifetime of true value today with the lowest rates ever offered at 800-430-3334. That's 800-430-3334. 800-430-3334. Or visit TrueNow.com. Sign on the line. Inc. DBA True Mortgage is located at 100 Spectrum Center Drive, Suite 520, Irvine, California 92618. Equal housing lender. Terms and conditions apply. Based on a loan amount of $400,000. Monthly principal and interest payments. Primary residence only with a 50% loan to value. Not all applicants will qualify. NMLS number MLD1713.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. Now that our economy has reopened, and to help the community, we've decided to offer a safe $29 AC maintenance. All Pure Air employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your and their protection. Find us online at getpureair.com to schedule your safe $29 AC maintenance. Join me every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
Rockstar Harley has secured 0 down and 0% APR financing on all new Harley-Davidsons. Rockstar Harley has hundreds of Harleys on site for immediate delivery. Finance experts on site to get you approved. 0 down and 0% APR on all new Harleys at Rockstar Harley. On credit and Sunday.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau from D.R. Martineau Roofing. Storm season is approaching. Avoid complications with your insurance company. Sign up for our free pre-season and post-season roof assessment plan. Just Google DRM Roofing.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
Hi, Stuart Duncan here of Duncan's Diamonds. People come into our store here in Southwest Florida and are amazed by the selection of beautiful fine jewelry and at exceptional prices. At Duncan's Diamonds, I will make sure personally that we give you the finest quality at the best possible prices. We get very excited about diamonds and are here to help you find that special diamond. We have the largest selection of magnificent and exclusive designer styles for you to choose from. Also, if you find a diamond or style on the internet, bring in a picture and we will get it or make it exactly to your specifications. And our prices and quality will exceed your expectations. I personally guarantee it. At Duncan's Diamonds, we will not be undersold by anyone, anywhere, or any place, and you can count on it. Come in and see us in Fort Myers on US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, and in Naples at the Mercado Shopping Center.
At Lamps Plus, we believe your home should be a celebration of you. As the nation's largest lighting retailer, Lamps Plus offers an incredible selection of lighting, furniture, and home decor that are sure to bring out your unique style. We help customers just like you every day beautify their indoor and outdoor spaces, and at the flip of a switch, see their home in a whole new light. Because if you can dream it, you should have it. There are infinite possibilities to bring your home to life at Lamps Plus, including custom order on-demand pieces that match your personal taste and color preference. Select from over 50,000 styles from top designer brands, including Uttermost, with a huge assortment of table lamps, floor lamps, chandeliers, and mirrors to add elegance and style to any room in your home. And now, Lamps Plus offers free shipping on all orders. Yep, free. For up to 50% off selected designs, go to lampsplus.com/Fox News now. That's lampsplus.com/Fox News for up to 50% off. Shop Lamps Plus and let yourself shine.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach. Did you know that President Trump is not the first president to call Florida home? That honor belongs to Florida's first territorial governor and America's 7th president, Andrew Jackson. Jackson was a true badass. He's the youngest prisoner of war in U.S. history. He was 14. He once refused to clean the boots of a British officer and was slashed in the face with a sword. He carried that scar for the rest of his life, along with 2 bullets from multiple duels. He's the only orphan to become president and the first president to survive an assassination attempt. Jackson advocated for states' rights, limited federal power, and term limits. He had great faith in the American people. In many ways, he was ahead of his time, but in every way, he was a true Florida man. This is Spencer Roach with a page of history from our great national story and a reminder that we all have a part to play in writing the next chapter. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Tracking backups along College Parkway eastbound off McGregor Boulevard because of a crash near South Point Boulevard, so watch out for some delays there. Also keeping an eye on a crash along 75 exit 111 off the interstate northbound to Immokalee Road, so seeing some delays because of a minor crash in that area. Otherwise, looking clear throughout Charlotte County. No crashes getting in your way right now across Port Charlotte or Punta Gorda early on. Just seeing some slight slowdowns on 41 right at the Charlotte-Lee County line because of a crash with injuries right near the Herons Grove Boulevard area. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. We are heading into new month. Welcome to September, where today we'll actually be kicking it off to a drier note. Thanks to some Saharan dust, look for a hazy sky today, also which will help limit our rain chances. Some isolated storms, but mainly after 4 p.m. today. We'll be tracking a line of some thunderstorms approaching from the north and west, sinking southward as we head into this evening. So look for those showers and thunderstorms 5, 6, 7 p.m. today, which will continue to fall apart as they track southward. A high of 92 degrees for this afternoon. We'll wind things down as we head into tonight, though a few more showers and possibly some thunderstorms will be possible to kick off the day for your Thursday. Scattered storms for the afternoon. Temperature is a little bit cooler for tomorrow at the high of 88 degrees. Friday looking even wetter. We see higher chances for scattered thunderstorms with temperatures topping off near 89 degrees with a mix of clouds and sun. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Constant repairs, higher energy bills, and lower air quality can all result from an HVAC system needing an upgrade. At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, we have several options to fit your lifestyle and budget. Visit onehourairnaples.com or call 855-1HOUR to schedule your AC consultation.
Always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Well, now we're air conditioning and heating, yeah.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high rate credit cards, car loans, or other high interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website Steele S3Es. We appreciate you watching the program. Time right now for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's a 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
We will work through any American who's still in the country, just as we did for the last 2 weeks. We'll call them, we'll email them, we'll WhatsApp them. They can talk to us about how to create a plan and execute on that plan.
Nothing to worry about, everybody. When Jake Tapper was talking to the Biden National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan, about the Americans who were left behind, Americans who were left behind. No worries, everything's fine. They said, yeah, we're going to email you, we're going to text you, we're going to WhatsApp you. Oh, we'll get a hold of you. Yeah, that's the plan to evacuate. We're going to WhatsApp you, Jake. We're going to send a text or a WhatsApp or an email. I'm sure the cell service is going to be just fine no matter where you are. We'll get a hold of you somehow, oh gosh.
Number 4.
I have 180 days to turn them into revolutionaries.
How do you do that? How do you
scare the out of them? Yeah. Sacramento organization that is under the banner of Antifa is very loosely organized, right? So like, yeah, when there is like right-wing rallies and stuff, then we'll create an opposition to that.
Yeah, they create an opposition to that. Nothing to see here. Everything is fine. It's a public high school teacher in California. It's just California, everybody. Nothing to worry about here in Southwest Florida. It's a public school teacher who's there explaining that he is indoctrinating the kids. He's a member of Antifa, indoctrinating the kids in the classroom and giving them extra credit. All you need to do is show up at places where others will be and cause some trouble. If you're maybe, I don't know, at a school board meeting, or maybe you're at some place that's tabling, wants to get some information out to some college students, or whatever the case may be, you show up, you film it, let us know you did it, and then you'll get extra credit. Look, it's fine. It's California. It's not like it's going to happen here in Southwest Florida, right? Right?
Number 3.
And you see, it's not just us that will be in extreme danger, it's the American people, because we never want to have a federal government where they are willing to break federal law, violate our privacy, search and seizure, and demand from private companies to hand over this data. And these cell phone companies, these telecommunications companies, they better not play with these Democrats, because Republicans are coming back into the majority in 2022, and we will take this very serious.
That is Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is explaining to everybody that, you should be careful what you're doing here, because Nancy Pelosi has this January 6th committee that she's going through with, even though, there's really no evidence to show that there was any kind of insurrection. We've already established the insurrection that wasn't. But, you keep doing this because political reasons. That's why it's happening. The committee still goes on. And now the committee is demanding that telecom companies turn over GOP representatives' phone records. Now, I can assure you that Nancy Pelosi in no way is going to ask for those phone records, receive those phone records, kind of rifle through all of the phone records and just look for things that are relevant to this investigation, because it is a pure investigation. There is no way, shape, or form that anybody's private info could possibly be leaked out to anybody. What would give you that? Nancy Pelosi, that's what gives me that idea.
Number 2.
Is it safe to say that even if 100% of people were vaccinated, this still would not be, we could still not eradicate this virus?
Well, that depends on what's going on in the rest of the world, because we're not in a vacuum here in the United States. We hope we get the overwhelming majority of people in the rest of the world. I can tell you, if 100% of the people in the world were vaccinated, we wouldn't be having this conversation. There would not be an issue.
So, wait, hold on a second. That was an interview, I guess a TV reporter did an interview with the Fauci asking about vaccination. So if 100% of people were vaccinated, we're good. And so that's what we're trying to accomplish here. She's saying, well, you're not going to get 100%. And he's like, no, that's what we're going for. So if 100% of the people were vaccinated, then everything would be just fine. Is that it? Is that what you're going for? You've got to have 100% of the people on the face of the planet vaccinated in order for you to stop all the panic and everything over COVID? Is that what you think? What?
Number 1.
Last night in Kabul, the United States ended 20 years of war in Afghanistan, the longest war in American history. We completed one of the biggest airlifts in history, with more than 120,000 people evacuated to safety. That number is more than double what most experts thought were possible. No nation has ever done anything like it in all of history. Only the United States had the capacity and the will and ability to do it, and we did it today. The extraordinary success of this mission was due to the incredible skill, bravery, and selfless courage of the United States military.
So there you go, everybody. I got to stop them because I just can't hear it anymore. So just so you know, everybody, it's an overwhelming success there. The President of the United States letting the American people and the world know that it was an extraordinary success what Joe Biden and this administration did in Afghanistan. I don't know what to say.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Actually, it's my job. I know exactly what to say. You're kidding, right? It really is hard to joke about it because it's so galling. It's so unbelievable. It's so outrageous. It's unbelievable that this is where we are, that the President of the United States and the powers that be are trying to convince the world that what you see is not what you see, that what's going on is not what's going on, that everything is fine here, move along, we are safe, we are secure, and the job that was done was extraordinarily successful. It's unbelievable. But yeah, he did that. And a couple of things come to mind, the speech yesterday. This, for example.
Bravely.
What's bravely? I don't know. I'm going to look that up. Jake, look up bravely for me, and I try to figure that out. So that's the first thing. Of course, the president has to go out and blame the former president because, that's what he does. It's
Let me be clear.
Yeah, stop yelling.
Leaving August the 31st.
Yeah.
is not due to an arbitrary deadline.
Nope.
It was designed to save American lives.
That didn't. Hey,
My
wait,
predecessor.
stop. So it was designed to save lives. So it didn't go as planned. So I'm assuming that there will people that will resign, or will be fired, or held accountable. No.
My predecessor, the former president, signed an agreement with the Taliban to remove U.S. troops by May the 1st, just months after I was inaugurated.
You know, many people have brought this up, and the great Mark Levin has brought it up many times, and you've probably heard this before. Has anybody actually read and looked at the agreement? The fact that, and just like Mark Meadows brought up just a little earlier, if you want to listen on the podcast, you can hear that interview. He was the chief of staff for the president, Trump at the time. Did you read the agreement? Did you look? Did you notice anything about the fact that once the Taliban was breaking the agreement, that like all bets were off, that this president was not going to allow for the circumstances that were taking place recently to happen on his watch? It wasn't going to happen. But no, you can't do that, because that would be too much to do. The looking into and finding out exactly what was in it would be too much to expose. It's too much work. Actually, it would expose the truth. Maybe the truth that we can find out about this as well. I'm sure you're going to hear a lot about this today. Well, here you will on this station. I don't know that you're necessarily going to hear it outside of here, but we have a phone call, everybody, a Joe Biden phone call. Is it an impeachable phone call? Did Joe Biden pressure the Afghan president, Ashraf Ghani, to create a quote-unquote perception to the world that they were beating the Taliban, that everything was fine, knowing full well that that wasn't the case? According to a transcript of a July 23rd call that Biden had with the former Afghan president, it's been obtained by Reuters, Biden tried to pressure Ghani to change the quote-unquote perception of what was going on, which was that the Taliban was quickly taking over large swaths of the country and had by July taken much of the country. So he had cause to know that things weren't as rosy as he was saying in July to the American people. But Biden wanted Ghani to change that perception and suggest that wasn't the case, quote unquote, whether it's true or not, he told Ghani. Now, there are transcripts of the phone call, but there's the actual phone call that exists. We can get it probably, right? And listen to this and make sure, just like they did with President Trump, you know, the phone call that was awful and outrageous until President Trump said, hey, here's the call. It was perfectly fine. And you find out it's perfectly fine. And the hoaxer continues to hoax. The liars continue to lie. But that's out there. General Mark Milley also urged him to take a similar position. He said, quote, the perception in the United States and Europe and the media sort of thing is a narrative of Taliban momentum and a narrative of Taliban victory. And we need to collectively demonstrate and try to turn that perception, that narrative around. Really? Trying to make the American people believe something that isn't happening that actually is it. I don't know. Is that impeachable? I mean, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of things, as we've discussed, even with Mark Meadows earlier, about the things that are impeachable, the resignations that do need to happen, and how this does need to continue to be discussed, knowing full well that 2022, oh my gosh, I know I don't want to be hyperbolic. I'm not trying to be, but because, you know, when you say things like the most important election of our lifetime, you know, I know we've heard that before. And certainly we see how that turned out. I'm not saying election integrity issues, but there's a lot of states that are going to be looking into things, and we kind of want answers as to numbers and stuff. We still ask that question? No. We gotta sock that all the way, please. No, we don't. But certainly that when you look at 22, it's pretty important that we are out in mass more than any kind of theft of an election could possibly take place. But it's important that we all recognize it. And again, I've said this before too, that for you see our allies who look at us, those across the globe, and we want them to recognize, and I'm sure that they do, I hope that they do, that it's not the American people that are doing this. It's the administration that's doing it, that's leaving Americans behind. They're the ones that are doing this. We are not them. I mean, can't you admit that any mistakes were made?
Thanks, Jen. My question, the president said that the U.S. should learn from its mistakes in the past. Does the president have any mistakes that he thinks he made during this withdrawal in Afghanistan that he wants to learn from?
Well, I would say I think the president's been pretty clear that we all had an expectation that the Afghan National Security Forces would fight harder in the end, would fight against the Taliban.
No, they're asking about him. Specifically.
We all had an expectation that President Ghani...
I can't do it. Can't do it. It's about blaming everybody else. That's all it is. It's about blaming everybody else. But what else did you expect? What else did you expect? And that's what we have. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, DrewSteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast. If you want to hear the interview with Mark Meadows or anything that we've talked about, discussed, or interviews as well, you can go to the podcast. It's available just by clicking subscribe right there at the website. When we come back, I think we'll have a couple of minutes. Friday morning, we will be at Oaks Farm Seed to Table, 6 to 9 a.m. They open up an hour early so you can enjoy breakfast with us. And a couple of surprises. This ought to be fun. Just getting confirmation of a few different things that you might want to check out. So we'll have that coming up. Stay bright, 92.5 Fox News. The remainder of the forecast here for Southwest Florida. Up next, here's Casey Sherman. She's got it.
Well, as we kick off the month of September, look for a slightly drier day today. Hazy sky with temperatures back to near 92 degrees and isolated storms mainly late in today and into this evening as we see a line of some thunderstorms roll on through, especially after 5 p.m. Waking up to a low near 77 to kick off your Thursday. A few showers possible in the morning. Scattered storms arriving yet again for tomorrow afternoon and a high, a little bit cooler of 88 degrees. I'm Wake News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The news you need. The host you trust. Getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
In business, it's never just another day. Every day is the day. That could bring your biggest order yet, or a new cyber threat. Whatever the day holds, with Comcast Business, you'll be prepared. With a network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Comcast Business Security Edge to help protect your connected devices, and a dedicated team available 24/7. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a fast and reliable internet and voice solution for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Or ask about our best deal on a gig speed bundle with a $500 prepaid card. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com to learn more. Offer requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay through My Account. Ends 9/19/21. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and 1 voice line. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
You finally reached your savings goal, but even while you're celebrating, questions start to pop up. How much will you really spend in retirement? What about the impact of taxes? Because you know changes are coming. At Annex Wealth Management, we understand the uncertainty you're feeling. You're not alone. A recent study shows that more than 1/3 of retirees underestimated how much they'd spend. Then there's the impact of rising healthcare costs. There's so many parts